Turn up the volume. It's one of the easiest ways to grow your business. If you're a real estate agent and you're doing circa 20 transactions a year, and all of a sudden you want to go to doing one extra per month, that's like 30 transactions a year, everything in your business can change overnight. But how do you turn up the volume? And this is one of the interesting conversations, because what we've found is the person who's doing less than 20 transactions a year is so flexible, they're so nimble, but ultimately the problem with that is they don't have any standards. Yeah, the person who does 50, 100, or even 200 sales a year is very firm about what they do and when they do it. And the distance between 20 and 200 is all about discipline, it's about structure, it's about the size of team, and it's about the size of the marketplace. So if you want to turn up the volume, here's a couple of key things to do. If you're in a marketplace where there's long days on market, let's say regional markets, the best thing to do is to realize that if you can shorten your days on market, you can do more transactional volume. The greatest throughput constraint for any real estate agent is the number of open for inspections that you do on a Saturday. So that's probably like circa 6. If you want to get to doing circa 12, you're going to need to have someone else in your team that can do those open for inspections without you even being there. In order to do that, you can't employ a junior or an associate. You need someone else that can be a great agent on the inside of your team that can co-list with you. And then you can break up the listings based on price point, area, type of clientele, the type of property that you're actually representing in market. And that's a really important thing for the growth of your career, from the movement from units into houses, or houses back into units. And that job is to really find out, you need to make sure that your marketplace is big enough for your aspirations. Now, why this is an incredible skill set is that volume is also too about really drilling and dialing in on your lead source. And this is about saying, okay, great, we want to get to a minimum of, 5 open for inspections every Saturday. And then we want to get to 5 opens every Saturday, ideally in a core market. Because if we're working in a core market, then all of a sudden we've got more buyers and more sellers to work, and we get to meet neighbors, we get to meet sellers, we get to meet buyers at every single one of our open homes. But now it's only 5 opens, it's 5 opens in a core market with less than 28 days on market. And this is how you can go to break your entire formula down about like really getting rid of all of the extra prospecting stuff, but instead focusing on the 1 or 2 lead sources that should be your dominant lead sources to be a great agent. Life is about leveraging the strengths that you've got and learning how to build new strengths to make your business invincible. If you want to turn up the volume, you got to change the number of opens you're doing, you got to change the number of call sessions you're doing, most importantly, you got to change the number of appointments that you're doing in order to be able to get in front of more sellers more often. And it's the only way that you'll ever grow a business. If you want to do $1 million in rev, you got to do a minimum of $1 million in service. And that's what it takes to turn up the volume and to be a great real estate agent.